This man never imagined his best friend of 7 years would push him off a cliff. And just as Jack was waiting to die, he encountered the legendary snow woman who feeds on men. Jack closed his eyes in despair, but in the next moment, the snow woman gently waved her hand. Snow from the ground began to form a barrier, quickly surrounding the two of them. Jack could hardly believe it. He asked the snow woman why she saved him.
お主は若いし、それに美しいから。
In Jack's terrified gaze, the snow woman suddenly smiled. She said she simply didn't want to be disturbed. After all, if someone died on the mountain, humans would soon swarm the area to search. After speaking, she tossed Jack a sleeping bag for warmth. Then the snow woman took half of Jack's money as payment. But Jack didn't understand what a demon would do with money. The snow woman explained she had recently become obsessed with human-made food. Although she could steal it without anyone noticing, it wouldn't be fair to the humans running the shops. Jack didn't expect that even though she was a demon, she had such a kind heart. After warning Jack not to die so easily,
明日まで無事でおれよ。
the snow woman turned into snowflakes and vanished. The next morning, Jack was awakened by a noise. He looked up and saw a huge hole suddenly appear in the roof.
おう、生きておったな。よし。
For the first time in his life, he was carried like a princess. Jack couldn't help but blush. On the way, the snow woman warned Jack not to tell anyone about her. Otherwise, no matter where he ran, she would hunt him down. Jack immediately promised to keep the secret. Meanwhile, the friend who pushed Jack off the mountain was still pretending to file a report. Just as he was putting on a show of brotherly concern, Jack, who was supposed to be dead, came back alive. Jack immediately exposed his friend's crime. When questioned by the police, Jack also learned the reason behind the betrayal. It turned out the girl his friend liked had a crush on Jack. He was extremely jealous, but Jack didn't even know who the girl was, and his complete indifference drove his friend to murderous intent. 10 years flew by. Jack thought he'd never see the snow woman again, but one day, he happened to spot a familiar figure on the street. Jack didn't call out. Instead, he sat beside the snow woman with an ice cream in hand, and began telling the story of how she once saved him. Even though 10 years had passed, the snow woman recognized Jack instantly, because demons remember not by appearance, but by unique aura and scent. But this time, the snow woman was furious. She had once warned Jack not to tell anyone he had met her, but Jack calmly explained he was just chatting with the person involved. The snow woman was stunned. She didn't expect Jack to still remember her face after 10 years, but Jack said he would never forget his savior. Then he invited the snow woman to his home. On the way, Jack talked about his family and work. It turned out things hadn't gone well for him in recent years. His beloved wife not only cheated on him, but also conspired with her ex-husband to harm him. Later, the company he ran was betrayed by his business partner. After being hit hard in both love and career, he no longer trusted anyone, so he decided to move to a remote countryside to live. That night after returning home, Jack prepared a table full of delicious food for the snow woman. They spent a pleasant evening together. In the days that followed, the snow woman would visit from time to time. With her companionship, Jack's spirits finally began to lift. But the snow woman felt guilty for always coming over to eat and drink, so she wanted to repay Jack. But to her surprise, Jack immediately refused. He felt that in his current state of despair, he wasn't worthy of the snow woman. One day, 2 police officers suddenly arrived outside. It turned out Jack's ex-wife had died under mysterious circumstances.